Hello and welcome, dearest. I'm Grandma Mimsy, and this is going to be the introduction to a series of videos that I hopefully will be able to finish throughout the rest of the remaining year of 2025. I have wanted to do certain videos of this nature, but I was waiting to see how I was going to do that based on how things were going. So I hope that's understandable about the concept of this. I know that we're all going through a lot. Words are hard, and I don't even have them to put into an explanation of things that everyone in general, from the things that I watch and see and the people that I've talked to. There is the idea that we do need to pay attention to what's going on, and we do need to be involved to some degree with being present and understanding the choices that we're making, and how those choices affect other people in the person that we are, the way that we show up, the people that we hang around, the along with those choices that we make, the influences that we allow into our lives, the political people that we put into office or take out of office, and how the choices of those persons who are supposed to be in charge, and representing us in general, the choices that they're making and the effect that may or may not have on people. And all of that as a collective does return back and affect us. The music we listen to, the TV shows and movies that we watch, the activities that we engage in, all of this filters into the mindset that we have, that we got growing up in the households we were raised in. And I know I have a lot of struggles from my childhood and the things that were done to me, and because of the person that turned me into, which was a people pleaser. So in a lot of ways, I was starved for affection and attention, and pretty much no one ever told me I was okay or good enough or that I mattered, and I had to figure that out on my own. I had to figure out how to heal those wounds, and I'm still working on that. And at the same time, how to function in my life, with the people around me, how to show up for what matters for me. And at the same time, even though I've done a lot of emotional and I've done a lot of work spiritually and for my person, I've made some changes on the people that I allow in, and sometimes this still does affect me in ways that it shouldn't. Again, we all really desire, and pretty much as humans, we pretty much will only thrive. We are wired to need and want and seek the approval of our family, our parents, and all of those around us that give us guidance on the behaviors that we're doing that help teach us right from wrong. And since I didn't get a lot of that as a kid, I had to work in ways of seeking that validation And in a lot of ways, I didn't know better, because you don't know what you don't know. And that there's that phrase, what you don't know doesn't hurt you, is not correct. So if you don't know something is wrong, you don't know to say anything about it. If you aren't aware something exists, you don't know to ask for it. So what you don't know to know how to change your life. And that took a lot of work for me, and investment in books and trainings and seminars and programs. It was a lot just to get to the point where I should have been as an adult starting out. All of the things that should have been given to me to help me become a well-rounded and complete human took me a good portion of my adult life to figure it out. So yes, later in life, I'm now trying to be that someone, as a light to others, because it's still happening out there. There's a lot of people who are still not getting what they should be getting from their parents, and part of that is that their parents weren't given the same things either. So you can't teach what you don't know. So because I learned it, I'm now trying to teach it as much as I possibly can. So between now and the end of the year, this is the end of June, and for the rest of 2025, I'm going to do my best to every day have something that is going to be uplifting and encouraging and helping you to do the thinking of the things that could help you in places that you might need. And the way I'm going to do this is because I know that I don't want to have any copyright issues on anything. There are some decks that I use regularly, and these decks are the encouraging kind that give you things to think about or tell you things that you need to know about you. So I'm going to start with just kind of ease you into things. And but basically, so here's the list. I don't want to necessarily show things too much that could have I'm trying to think of the way to explain it. I don't want a copyright strike. I don't want anything to affect my channel. So I'm going to share. Oh, let's see about turning on the light. I thought we had it. I guess we do. Wow, the light, it just doesn't seem bright sometimes. Okay, so I'm going to start off with Louise Hay's Affirmations for Self-Esteem. So this is the deck, if you want to get your own. It's a nice little deck. It just has a few cards. There's 12 in it. And I'm going to pull out the cards. They're not numbered. They're not meant to be used in any specific order. I'm going to read some of the information, but I'm not going to read everything on the card. I'm just going to talk about what element or what significance of that card, something to get to start the light bulb of inspiration for you for that. So this is the one deck I'm going to use. There's also this wisdom deck of cards that also is by Louise Hay, and this one is a 64 deck. It's got a good amount of them in there. So there's the same thing. And let's see, on this one, I'm not sure who did. Cover design is Lisa Vega. So I don't know if she did all of the designs. It doesn't say that I can tell. It doesn't say who did, but I think Louise did some of the aspects of that. So there's the next one. The Wild Offering Oracle is a 52 card deck on giving it all to God, and this is by Tasha Silver, and art is by Katie Daisy. And then this one is The Language of Letting Go, Melody Beatty, and she has a book based on this. And who did the art? Elizabeth Rosen. So I don't want to share their words because it's their words, and I don't want that to be taken out of anything. I don't want to show their art because, again, that's their property of things. So this is just going to be me going over the items in these decks and giving my interpretation of them. And hopefully this will help us to grow as a people, as a community, to be able to be less scared, less fearful, less upset, to embrace our emotions, to give us strength and resolve to be able to deal with the other things that we need to deal with in our own personal lives, our own person, to show up for the people that we have to be responsible for or to, and these cards and other things can help you do that, and that in itself is a very large task to do. So we could show up for the places that we've committed ourselves to, jobs and schooling and volunteering and being a parent and everything else that we have chosen to be a part of. So, because I know there's a lot going on, and with all of that going on, some people find it very unsettling to be able to deal with the outside influences of things that are affecting others, especially if we have zero control to be able to change it. I wish you well. I wish you the best. All my love and affection and appreciation for joining me on this wild and wacky journey. I'm setting this up to be able to be something that is there, that these videos, if you're having one of those days, you can just listen to them and hopefully it will help you feel better, because I have those days, and I know that for the rest of the year there's a lot that I'm going to be going through, and I'm going to need these. I'm going to need to be returning to using these on a more regular basis than I have been. I do suggest, if this is something that resonates with you, to get these decks if you find that you like them. If you just want to go through the process with me, get you some blank pages, a couple of journals, and that way if one of the cards seems to spark something for you, you can write more about it and meditate on it or pray on it, whatever version or both that works for you. That way, this will help you in the journey for yourself, but you can also keep track of which cards matter to you in a certain way, and that way if you need to come back to them to re-listen again, that could be helpful, because there's 180 some odd of these for the rest of the year that I will be doing, and after a while that's going to be a lot. Thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, commenting, and all the fun stuff. If you are not already and this just showed up for you in a suggestions, then I would greatly appreciate the follow. I hope you have a wonderful day, every day, for the rest of the year and beyond. I'm also not going to be doing any explanations. Just, I will be reading the title of the deck and the information off the card, but outside of that, there's not going to be anything else other than just my thoughts and interpretations about that card, so that it can just be something that if you wanted to create a playlist, you could just have them go one after the other without anything extra in between. I'll see you soon. Bye.